special episode. We're going to do a quick 10-minute review of The Last Jedi, and I'm setting the timer right now for 10 minutes. Matt, go. Your thoughts on
All
The
right,
Last
here we
Jedi?
go. The Last Jedi. When was the last time? Have you only seen it once?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed it when I watched it at the movies. There's definitely some interesting choices that they did. By the way, this review is going to be
Spoiler-ridden.
Yeah, plenty of spoilers. First one, I really enjoyed the beginning. I know a lot of people were like, "Well, how can bombs drop in space?" I didn't really care at all. I was just like, "Oh, this is a cool opening."
I forgot it. I kind of didn't think of that, but Star Wars kind of like...
Exactly. That was for me. Like I didn't until I read people and people. I'm like, really? People have grads? Like, this is Star Wars, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Like, it's sci-fi. Get over it. But what I'm saying is, it started off really good. Really enjoyed the beginning. Poe Dameron's back in, and like that was one of the things I loved from The Force Awakens is that scene where he comes in. At
He
the
shoots
end
like
there.
the two TIE fighters.
So cool.
In this one, when he like does that like almost like 90-degree turn,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Very, very awesome beginning. Strong beginning. The first gripe I really had with it is when the TIE fighters hit the ship and Leia goes boom into space. I thought she died.
I thought that's how they're gonna kill her.
I thought that's how they were gonna go. I thought it was genius the way that they were saying along the lines of like, well, we had big plans for episode 9, and they were kind of playing on the fact. And I thought that was all like a move to just not reveal that she actually died in this one. And I was like, kudos. And then like 2 minutes later, she does that weird force thing, and
I kind of like that you got to see her use the Force.
I hated the way they did it. One,
Yeah.
she should have been dead in space. Let's not. You don't just stay. You don't freeze.
Man, Force is like mysterious.
Yeah, see, that's bullshit. And then the way she just flew, I don't know. I hated it.
The way she flew is kind of strange.
It was very weird.
It looked like a kid holding a toy.
Even if that was the original intent, I feel like after she died, like Carrie Fisher died, I feel like that should have been their send off to her. Maybe do a couple of reshoots for later on. I feel it would have been a better thing than
She
what
died after they were finished.
They were finished filming, sure, but does it take that much to like?
Yeah, they could have reconfigured.
They had the opportunity. What I'm saying
You
is,
know
the
what I think would have been better though. I think the Laura Dern character, although it was interesting to have her, I really didn't like her character, but I think it should have been Princess Leia that did the jump. You know, like that.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best shots in the film.
That would have been cool.
It would have been so much better.
There's a problem for Holdo, Admiral Holdo.
They also kill Admiral Akbar, and
they do.
Nobody talks about that. It's like one of like your favorite character. Well, one of my favorite characters, like as a child, and they're just like, he's fucking dead.
Well, I mean, he's only really ever been in like 3 scenes in the whole series.
Yeah, but still, he's so memorable.
I know what you mean.
Such a memorable.
I know what you mean. I remember seeing. I was like, I'm pretty sure that was Akbar.
One of the things too, like Finn and Knives Chow, I don't know, Rose, they're able to just like easily escape on this ship, right? Why aren't they just like moving people off this ship?
That was for me, the stupidest storyline in that whole movie.
Also, the Empire the First Order has all this
resources
money to just have all these ships.
Why aren't they bringing them in front of the other ship? Is that what you're talking about?
There's that. Why didn't they just light jump in front? But like they have all these money to just destroy shit. Why didn't they start crashing ships into that other ship? They clearly don't care. Like
they had TIE fighters, and then some people were saying like, well, you know, Hux doesn't want to like risk lives. I'm sure. I feel like you wouldn't need that much. Like, I feel like a couple of crews of TIE fighters would be able to make some pretty bad damage on the other side of that ship. Like, slow it down.
So this whole thing, like Laura Dern's character, which is fine. Like, I don't know. It just seemed sort of useless in the film.
And the fact that she's really the main reason why all those people died in the end, because of Poe going over her head and trying to like find another way. When all she had to do was tell him the plan.
That's a huge plot
hole.
Like,
okay, maybe, she was trying to keep it close to the vest, and yes, he's he's just a captain again.
But I feel like he
should have known, because here's the thing, like, she can trust him. Like, she knows that this is like Leia's like in command. Like, she, even though he's not leader material, this is a learning thing. She should have told him after it's like, okay, dude, like, let me pull you aside. Like, there might be some moles in this thing. I know you're good. This is the plan, so just don't fuck it up.
So they do that whole, like, Leia gives him that whole leader speech, right? Which is like, okay, all right. And then, like, everybody dies. Wouldn't it have made more sense if they put Poe in charge then? And then that's where he has to learn his leader skills?
And I know, I didn't like that storyline. I felt like
it's like
so much unnecessary deaths happened for Poe.
They just say it's sort of like, fuck you to the new characters.
Speaking of fuck you to the new characters, Poe was one of my favorite characters from The Force Awakens.
And I don't know.
I thought he was badass, and then I feel like he lost a lot of respect for me in this one. Like, he felt like he was just like, you're just like, man. Also, he really lost the ball on this one, I found.
Also, like, they sort of set up like Poe and Finn are going to be like buds, like they're going to do a duo. Yeah. And then, like, they don't do anything with it. Like,
well, apparently, Ryan Johnson. Originally it was supposed to be Poe and Finn that went going off. But he felt that the dialogue could have been interchanged between both of them. That he rewrote it to have like a different feel to it. And I feel like it might have been better with just Poe and Finn there.
I don't know. It could have been better. Also, nobody brings up the fact that the First Order is tracking the ship.
Yeah.
And Finn is like a defector of
That's
the First Order. And like, it's just like, I don't know.
Maybe he's a spy.
Maybe he's a spy. There's
Everyone just trusts him. Oh, you're a hero now.
There's also that. Also, wouldn't it have been better if Phasma was tracking them on that planet? Because like Phasma and Finn have this sort of rivalry we sort of set up, and she just shows up in the end. She's like the Boba Fett. Like,
she's literally the Boba Fett of the series.
This,
of like cool armor.
Badass character that they sort of waste.
They waste completely. I remember when Force Awakens came out, there was that like people were like outraged, like, oh, you have such a strong character villain, and like you never really use her. And I remember they made a statement like, well, there's big plans for her and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, big plans. Fall down
a hole. That's all.
And then and then it feels like they didn't wait. And there's another thing of that I feel like they did in this movie was all this lead up to things. Rey's parents, like, they're supposed to be a huge thing.
I liked it
though. Me too. I liked it. A lot of people didn't. I felt it was like the reverse I am your father.
I liked it. I liked that a lot.
I thought, and it's just like, it felt so. I was like, yes, finally, someone not related to the Skywalker family.
I want to get this in. There's 2 minutes left, but one, I think they killed Snoke way too early.
I liked it. You know what? Screw it. He's the Emperor.
No, I think I wanted to see him and Luke throw down. I also think Luke projecting himself as a Force person at that battle. I was also like, I wanted to see Luke do like the Unforgiven moment.
See, I saw it coming a mile away because he looked young. I feel like if they would have left him the same way, it would have threw off the audience a little bit more. But as soon as I saw him young, I'm like, no, it's a projection or he's dead or something.
Yeah. I wanted it to be the Unforgiven moment. I also thought like Adam Driver's character would just like fire all the guns on that guy. You know?
I liked Kylo Ren in this movie.
I liked him too.
Kylo Ren is my favorite character.
I liked him too. He's the Anakin Skywalker we deserved.
Exactly. He's the Anakin Skywalker we've been waiting for, and he's very, very powerful. And I just like how he's like, at first you're like, oh man, he's gonna join the light side, and I'm like, no, he's staying on the dark side. Rey, you join him. I was rooting for Rey to join him because I was like, man, that's gonna make such a cool freaking next trilogy.
I can see like they
go in dark side.
Well, I could see that. I could also see them having like a complicated like.
I thought that's where they were going for. Yeah, the shirtless aspect.
A little bit.
Here are some unnecessary things in the movie. The milking scene.
I love that. You got to see where the blue. You got to see where the blue milk came from.
It was odd though. It was very odd.
Are you porgs? Yes or no?
Huh? I like the porgs. I like the history of the porgs because of the fact that it was the
puffins.
Yeah, the puffins that they had to CG, so it was just cheaper to add the porg. A lot of people were like, oh, it's just unnecessary. I gave them even more respect after I learned about the puffin thing. I was like, oh, you know what? I like it.
So there's the animals on that casino planet. They're called Fraziers.
I hate those things.
You don't like them, eh?
Which one? The ones that they're riding?
The ones that look like a Treyu? a little bit.
Oh, the little Fock things?
Yeah, so wouldn't it have been better if there was pod racing on that planet? I would have so much. I heard the noise. I would have so much. There it is. All right. That's it. 10-minute review. We might do some more of these for other films.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Bye.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.